Hello and welcome to H. Greg Lux. Here I have a 2014 Ferrari F12 Berlinetta. This car came with a clean Carfax report and it has 4 previous owners. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you around the car. We're going to take a look at it to see if there's any kind of damage, including scratches, dents, chips, or anything else. Here at H. Greg Lux, we want to be as transparent as possible and give you total peace of mind. So if there's anything you need to know about this car, we will let you know. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go panel by panel, checking out the vehicle, and we're gonna start right here with the front bumper. Let's take a look. Front bumper seems to be in perfect condition. What about the hood? And again, we just wanna know if there's any scratches, any dents, any chips, or any other kind of damage. The hood seems to be in excellent condition. What about this fender? On the driver's side of the vehicle. Again, I'm not seeing any sort of damage and seems to be in perfect condition. What about the wheel? And I'm not seeing any sign of curve rash or any other kind of damage. This wheel is in perfect condition as well. Now let's move on right here to the door panel on the driver's side of the vehicle. Looks perfect. What about this fender? And again, I'm not seeing any sort of damage. Now what about the wheel? And just like the first one, this one doesn't have any sign of curve rash or anything else. It's in perfect condition as well. And now let's move on right here to the back. We're first going to take a look at the rear bumper. Again, we just want to know if there's any sort of damage to the vehicle. Looks perfect. What about the rear hood? Perfect. I'm not seeing any sign of damage. Now we can move on right here to the passenger side of the vehicle, and we're going to start with this fender. Looking good. What about the wheel? And just like the last two, this one is in perfect condition as well. There's no sign of damage at all. Now let's move on right here to the door panel, taking a close look at everything. And right below the handle, I see a small scratch right here, as you can see on the screen. Let's keep going. Everything else is looking good. What about this fender? And this fender's in excellent condition. There's no sign of damage at all. Now what about the last wheel? And I can safely say that all of the wheels of this car are in perfect condition. Let's now move on to the interior of the vehicle, and the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at the seat, checking the leather, seeing if there's any sort of wear and tear, any sort of damage. And I do notice some wear and tear right here on the sides, as you can see on the screen. And some minor wear and tear right here on the base. But other than that, the seat's in excellent condition, and we can move on to the door panel, where again, we just want to know if there's any sort of damage at all to the leather, to the fabric. I'm not seeing anything at all. This door panel is in excellent condition as well. Now we can move on to the other side of the vehicle, the passenger side, and we're going to do the same thing. We're first going to take a look at the seat, checking the leather, seeing if there's any sort of wear and tear, any sort of damage. And the only thing I notice is just some wear and tear right here on the sides. But overall, the seat's in excellent condition with no sign of major damage. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the door panel. Again, just like we did with the other side, we want to know if there's any sort of wear and tear, any sort of scratches to the leather, anything at all. And once again, I'm not seeing any sort of damage. This door panel is in excellent condition. Now with the car on, I want to show you a couple things. The first of which is the mileage of this vehicle. As you can see in the bottom of the dashboard, this car has 22,927 miles. The other thing I want to show you is that this car comes with a GPS system, and very important as well, it comes with a backup camera. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the steering wheel. We want to know if there's any sort of damage, any sort of wear and tear in the leather or in any type of material like the carbon fiber. I'm not seeing any sort of damage at all. What about the buttons? This side looks perfect. And this side looks perfect as well. Now let's move on to the mid console. We want to know if there's any sort of damage at all, any scratches to the leather, any sort of damage to the knobs, the buttons, or to anything else. And once again, I'm not seeing any sort of damage at all. The mid console and the steering wheel are in excellent condition. Before we finish off this video, let's take a look at the engine. We just want to know if there's any sort of wear and tear in the sides or in the floor of the trunk. Everything's looking perfect. I'm not seeing any kind of damage at all. The trunk of this vehicle is in excellent condition and very well kept. Before we finish off this video, let's take a look at the engine, and we just want to take a quick look. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact one of our representatives here at H-Grad Flux.